Just take a pair of scissors, hack it off, and be done with it because tags are the devil. Hi Slayers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eileen, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about sensory issues with clothing, how that affects a person and your fashion, and just really we're going to be talking about it, destigmatizing it, because right now when you search on the internet sensory clothing issues, you get just a bunch of parent blogs about children's sensory issues, and there's nobody talking about the sensory issues for an adult or a young teenager or anything like that. So I think it's very important that we need to have a little chat about it, and maybe you've been experiencing these issues your whole life and you're just now realizing about it. Maybe you're learning more about your neurodivergence, or you're just like regular sensory development, and it's a good thing to talk about, to chat about. As a child, I definitely dealt with sensory issues, and being someone who likes to wear cute outfits and make videos about outfits, it's definitely something that's affected me and my life, and I've talked about it with my friends a little bit, but I just think it needs to be talked about in an online space. So this is your guide to sensory issues and clothing, starting with the temperature. I don't know what's wrong with me in the morning other than being like a zombie that walks around and mildly just wants food and sleep, but I hate the feeling of things in the morning. I think it's something about just waking up, about like rethinking about all of the things around me, and it doesn't go well. And one of the biggest sensory issues that I have throughout the day is the temperature. And it's like, if it's too cold in the morning, I don't want to put on clothes that feel weird. I have to be awake for a certain period of time before I can be like, okay, let's put on my clothes for the day. Like jeans? Who wants to wake up and be like, let me throw on some jeans right away? No, nobody wants that. Well, at least I certainly don't want that. It has to be something that I constantly think about in my morning routine, like, oh, I need to wait X amount of time before I can put on my jeans. So it can be helpful to plan your routine around it also, and, you know, just mentally prepare yourself to put on those jeans in the morning. Also, one of the things that I really hate putting on in the morning is cold jewelry, like necklaces and stuff. Ugh. No. It's like, why not just rub a block of ice around your neck? So I will often just take them with me and put them on later throughout the day once I've kind of warmed up a little and I'm feeling a little bit more human-like and less sleep deprived. The second thing I will mention is very obvious, but also like kind of not. And it's, don't buy clothes that don't feel good. This world is really trying to push like buy more, consume more right now. And a lot of the times you'll just impulse buy something and it doesn't even feel good to wear, and then you're never gonna wanna wear it because it just feels terrible. So I really recommend trying to shop in store, less online shopping, which is good for your bank account and, you know, for shipping costs and stuff like that. Even down to the socks that you buy, even getting them in person can help you feel a little bit better about what they're gonna feel like while they're on you. And if you're going to buy clothes that don't feel good, but they're like really, really cute, I get it. Trust me, I've been there. You know, we've all had to wear a pair of heels that literally obliterates our feet, but I would do it in moderation and only if it really outweighs the terrible feeling of wearing it. Okay, this next one, short and simple, cut out the tags in everything. You don't need them. They will annoy you at some point. Just cut them out when you get the stuff. Just take a pair of scissors, hack it off, and be done with it because tags are the devil. Okay? Okay, cool. Okay, this next tip is to wear underlayers under your clothes. And I'm not talking about underwear. I hope to God that you're wearing underwear. If you're not, I don't want to know. But wear a little camisole or like a tank top and some biker shorts can really help, especially if you know what causes you sensory issues. Having like that barrier protection can really help like make putting on things a little bit easier to do. But I will say, be careful because if your sensory issues are different and it's like you don't like tight things, then this might not work for you. Also, if certain things bother you specifically, like maybe it's not a full like, oh, the whole shirt doesn't bother me, but this one part of it, I recommend stuffing a tissue somewhere if you can. For example, I really hate pants buttons and the cold little metal thing on the back. So sometimes you just like put a tissue there and then the metal can't touch your skin. I don't know, kind of a weird hack, but if you want to try it, maybe it could help. That being said, you should also invest in really good quality underlayers. Make sure that there's nothing that you don't like about them. For example, like shopping for a bra, if there's little metal things all over it, I don't want it. And just noting a couple things while you're buying it, like the tightness of whatever you're buying, or how stretchy it is, or how soft it is, stuff like that can be really important when trying to make a barrier for things that you don't like. Something that you can do that's not buying anything is cataloging what makes you feel good versus what makes you feel bad. Here are a couple ideas of things that might make you feel bad. For example, rings, things that are too tight, things that like rub weird, ruffles, where something constricts around you, like if it's too tight in like your arm area or like your thighs, the seams of things, of course just like the general texture of things. Just taking some time to kind of look through your closet and being like, I really like to wear this and it makes me feel good. Those are the best kinds of things that you want to keep note of. And also looking at like, I hate putting this on because I don't like the cold feeling of it, or I don't like the velvety texture or something like that. It can just make you a little bit more aware going forward of what you might want to incorporate and what you might want to never buy again. When you're cataloging textures that you really like, look at the things already around you. For example, like your bed sheets that you sleep in every night, you probably like the feeling of those, or at least I hope you do. And so looking at those and then kind of comparing them to different fabrics of different clothing might help you find things that you like to enjoy a lot more. Another little tip is to consider when making an outfit to mix sensory items. Like, you might really hate the way your work shoes feel, but if you put on like a really nice jacket or a really nice undershirt under it, it might make you feel a little bit better about how bad the sensory feeling is. And then you're kind of distracting your brain in a way and being like, oh yes, there is something I'm wearing that feels bad, but there's also something I'm wearing that feels good. Right now I'm doing that by wearing these awful rings, but also this sweater that's really nice. Speaking of these awful rings, I would say be careful when even picking out jewelry or accessories, because you might not like how they feel, and it's important to really think about it before you buy it. For example, I don't like cold jewelry around my neck or like a heavy necklace, but sometimes there are really, really pretty necklaces out there and I don't use them because I just won't put them on in the morning and it doesn't feel worth it to me. But like a simple chain necklace, or even like this one, I think is about the largest I really like to go, it feels a lot better when I put it on in the morning, so I enjoy it more. Even like sunglasses, some of them just like get stuck in your hair. I have these one sunglasses that have metal frames. Once again, who wants to put on metal in the morning? Not me! Instead, I use these really ugly plastic ones that are all rainbowy that make me look like a complete nerd, and I still do it because I just prefer to feel that way. I don't want cold metal on me. And also, when I was researching this, I noticed that a lot of people use compression like socks or compression clothing that kind of soothes their sensory issues. So if you like the feeling of tight clothes, then maybe you should look into that, because that's something I never really thought of before. So anyways, I just wanted to make sure you guys know that you're not alone when you feel kind of icky when you put on clothing. I also feel that way. And it may be because you're neurodivergent, I probably am, but it also may just be because we're humans and sometimes things feel weird. I think it's an important conversation topic to have anyways, even if it's a little bit strange sounding, and I don't see a lot of people in the fashion industry or fashion influencers talking about this a lot, so I wanted you guys to know that it is a thing. And sometimes when even fashion influencers are like putting on a cute outfit, they're not really thinking about, oh, like this is gonna feel terrible, and sometimes they just go through the whole day thinking like, wow, I feel terrible but I look great. And it's kind of a fine line you want to play around with, but for the most part I wouldn't suggest sacrificing your comfort for fashion. And I know it can be hard sometimes when you're scrolling on Instagram and you see all these cute outfits and you're like, I love that, but I could never wear that because it just doesn't feel right. I wouldn't feel good. I want you to know that you don't have to wear that, and it can look great on someone else, but you can also find things that look good for you and also feel good. Anyways, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and a great fashion sensory experience after this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!